Hello, welcome back. So now in this part, we will see what is the soil classification as per BIS standard. Well, this soil classification, there are various standards adopted by various countries. Now, the one of the classification of soil, which is called Unified Classification System. Now, this Unified Classification System is developed by Casa Grande. So he has developed this classification system, and in our IS code, which is basically designed by Bureau of Indian Standard. So BIS has adopted this unified classification system of soil in 1959, and it was later revised in 1970. So basically, as per BIS standards, we will see the soil classification, which is mainly based on the method devised by the Casa Grande. Now, this classification of soil is very important to understand the type of soil, and therefore in the according to BIS classification system, primarily soil can be classified based on the soil particle size and its plasticity characteristics. So now here I will show you a chart in which we will see the classification of soil as per particle size. Now, mainly soil can be classified as coarse soil and fine soil. Now, in case of coarse soil, there is another category which is called very coarse soil. Now, in case of very coarse soil, the particle size can be higher than 300 mm. Similarly, the another particle which is called cobble size will be between 80 to 300 mm. Now, in case of our main focus will be on these two categories, which is coarse soil and fine soil. Coarse soil can be further classified into two categories. One is the gravel, and the second one is the sand. In the gravel, there is further it is further subdivided into two categories. In the gravel, there can be coarser gravel soil and fine gravel soil. Now, coarse gravel soil will have size of particle between 20 to 80 mm, and fine gravel size will be between 4.75 mm to 20 mm. Similarly, in case of sand, it is further subdivided into three categories. One is the coarser sand, medium sand, and fine sand. In case of coarse sand, the size of particle will be between 2 to 4.75 mm, and medium sand will have size between 0.425 to 2 mm. And in case of fine sand, the size will be between 0.075 to 0.425 mm. Now, 0.075 can also be known as 75 micron. Similarly, 0.425 is also known as 425 micron. So sometimes we use this term in terms of micron also. Similarly, in case of fine soil, uh, it is further subdivided into two categories. One is the one is the silt, and the second one is the clay. Now, the size of silt particle will be between 2 to 75 micron, and the size of clay particle will be less than 2 micron. So, based on the size, we have different. This size-based classification. Generally, we are able to do that with the help of two process. One is called the sieve analysis. Sieve analysis. So sieve analysis can be done up to, can be done for the very coarse and coarse sand. So up to this, we do sieve analysis. And because this is a fine soil and sieve analysis is very difficult in that manner. So in this, we adopt another method to find out the size. And that method is called sedimentation analysis. So in the sieve analysis, we take different sizes of the sieve, and with the sieve, we put the soil, and then we shake the sieve, and based on the particle retaining on particular sieve, we identify particles with different sizes. For example, if we classify boulder greater than 300 mm, it means the size of the particle which will retain on 300 mm sieve will be classified as boulder. Similarly, the particle which will be retained on 80 mm sieve but passing through 300 sieve. So that particle will be classified as cobble. Similarly, in case of gravel, if particle is passing through 80 but retaining on 20 sieve, then that particle will be classified as coarse. Similarly, if particle is retaining on 4.75 sieve and passing through 20 sieve will be fine gravel. And the particle which is retaining on 2 sieve and passing through 4.75 it will be coarse sand. It will come into the category of coarse sand. And if particle is retaining on 0.425 and passing through 2 sieve, it will be medium sand. So this is how we classify different particles, and then we tabulate it, and with that tabulation we draw a particle size distribution curve, and with the help of that curve we try to identify the type of soil we have. So as I said, particle size distribution of a soil is determined by the combination of sieving and sedimentation analysis. So in sedimentation analysis, basically because the size of clay particle is less than 2 micron, so basically these particles will be colloidal. So generally at what speed they are trying to settle down in a liquid. So with the help of that velocity, we try to find out the size of clay particle and silt particle indirectly. So the result from the sedimentation analysis and sieving is plotted on a curve which is called particle size distribution curve. So that curve I will be showing you later. So now if we try to classify soil uh, in the method of formation, so generally this coarser soil and very coarse soil, they are basically produced, they are basically the product of physical weathering. So water is a very strong parameter through which physical weathering is happening. Similarly, wind, erosion also contribute to the factor. And then there are some chemical weathering also, with which the soil so produced is basically of fine soil. So generally, this fine grained soil are the product of chemical weathering, and this coarse grained soil are the product of physical weathering. Now, in the soil classification, we will be using some letters. So in the previous slide also, I have shown you these letters. So generally, we will be using these letters to identify the soil. So if we use letter G, it means it is the meaning of gravel. Then S means sand, M silt, C stands for clay, O stands for organic soil, and P is the peat. And we use this primary letter with the secondary letter, which is here, which means W. W is the well graded, W means well graded soil, P is poorly graded soil, L is soil of low plasticity, I is soil of medium plasticity, H soil of high plasticity. Now here we will try to understand what is the meaning of well graded. Now here uh, I will try to explain this with the help of an example. For example, there is a tank, and in this tank we have different size of soil particle, some big size, some small size, some medium size, some other different sizes. So basically in this there is a soil having particles of different I mean wide variety of sizes. With the wide variety of size, so we have this soil. Now, if I want to compact this soil, then what happens is there will be some small voids, and those small voids can be filled if the soil is having small particles also. So the small particles can fill this void. So it means this soil is having particles of wide variety. Similarly, if I take another example, and in this example, if I have, say, I have soil of more or less of same size, it may be fine soil or it may be coarse grained soil. So for example, if we have soil of more or less of same size, and in that case, if we try to compact this soil, then obviously we won't be able to achieve the maximum compactness, because there are no soil particles which can fill this void. Similarly, this void cannot be filled because of the absence of the lower size particle. So therefore, this soil which may not achieve the maximum compactness, this soil will be classified as poorly graded soil. And the soil which have wide variety of the size, it will be known as well graded soil. So in our design of the foundation, the preference to the soil will be well, I mean the soil should be well graded, so that we can achieve maximum compactness of the soil. And we know that compactness is directly related to the bearing capacity and the shear strength of the soil. So if there is a letter W with any of this, then we call the soil as well graded, and this is poorly graded. And this low plasticity, medium plasticity, and high plasticity, these three terms are associated with the fine grained soil which have plasticity. So this term we will be using to identify the type of soil. Now, beside this, for the soil classification, there are some other parameters also that are generally used to classify the soil. And now we will see those parameters one by one. The one parameter which is called coefficient of uniformity, we will be using these parameters to identify whether a soil is well graded or poorly graded. And we can calculate this parameter with the help of this formula. In this formula, we have D60 and D10. Now, what is the meaning of D60? D60 is basically a size, a size of particle. Now, meaning of D60 is at this, I mean, meaning of D60 is in a soil, if we try to find the size, this D60, it means 60% of the particles are finer than this size. So this size can be anything. It may be 10 mm or 4 mm or 2.5 mm. It can be anything. Now, if we identify this size with in terms of D60, it means in a particular soil, 60% of the particles in that particular soil are finer than this size. So this generally this D60, D10 we generally use in the particle distribution curve. I will be showing you this D60, D10 in the particle distribution curve that is in the next slide. So this CU is coefficient of uniformity, which is being used to identify a soil as poorly or well graded. And along with CU, we use another parameter which is called coefficient of curvature. So in this also, the meaning of D30, D60, D10 is similar as I have explained in case of D60. D30 means 30% of the particles are finer than this size. Similarly, D10 means 10% of the particle, 10% of the particle of the soil are finer than this size. So this we can define in the particle distribution curve that I will be showing you in the next slide. So with this formula, we can find out the value of Cu and Cc. And the meaning of D10, D60, D30, I have explained earlier. And beside this, we will be using this parameter also, plasticity index. So I have already discussed plasticity index in the geotechnical properties, and we can calculate this plasticity index by deducting liquid limit with the plastic limit. So this plasticity index is also used to identify whether a soil is having low plasticity, intermediate plasticity, or the high plasticity. So this plasticity index is also having a chart that I will be showing you. And with the help of that chart, we can classify our fine grained soil as medium, low, or high plasticity soil. And now then coming to the type of coarse grained soil. Now, as per this BIS standard, what is the meaning of or which type of soil we will call as a coarse grained soil? Now, as per this standard, the soil having the fine particles less than 50%. Now, fine particles are those particles which are finer than 75 micron. So it means the particles which will pass through 75 microns sieve will be classified as fine particle. So if in a soil, if these particles, these fine particles are less than 50%, then we classify that soil as coarse grained soil. Similarly, in case of fine grained soil, we classify, I mean, in the fine grained soil, the soil will have particles fine particles more than 50%. The remaining particles may be the coarser particle, but what is the dominant size? So in case of coarse grained soil, the dominant size of particle will be more than 75 micron. In case of fine grained soil, the dominant particle size will be finer particle and it will be more than 50%. So this is how we can classify a particular soil as fine grained or coarse grained soil. So now I will show you the particle size distribution curve. So basically, the soil particles, first we we distinguish them in terms of the size. So those size can be 80 to 20, 20 to 4.75, 4.75 to 2. So all this differentiation we do with the help of sieve. And if the particles is less than 75 micron, then we do sedimentation analysis. So once we do that analysis, we find out or we differentiate all the particles of different sizes and we tabulate them. And with the help of that tabulation, we make a curve. And now I will be showing you that curve here. So here in this case, this pink curve is showing the particle size distribution curve of a particular soil. So in this, with the help of this curve, we can identify that this soil will be having some sand particle. It will be having some fine grained particles also, because you can see the range of sand will be say uh, up to this point. Up to this point, the range of sand is there. So sand is between 0.75, 0.075. As you can see, this curve is basically plotted on the log scale. So you can see this is basically a log scale. Okay, so in this, the curve is varying from sand to silt. So in this case, you can see the size, minimum size of the soil is less than 0.01. It means this soil will be having some clay particle also. Similarly, as you can see, this curve is ending at this point. So it means the maximum size of this soil can be between 1 to 4.75 mm size. So this size will be probably around 2 mm. So maximum size of the soil is around 2 mm and minimum size of soil particle is less than 0.01. So it means the minimum size of particle is around 1 micron and maximum size of particle is around 2 mm. So this size we can see we have drawn with the help of this curve. Now in this we can identify three size D10, D60 and D30. And in this you can see the D10 size. D10 size is this one. So we can identify this size as D10. And you can see D10 is between 0.01 to 0.075. So the size of D10 will be around 0.02 or 0.03. Similarly, if we identify the size of D60, so D60 size will be 60. So it means you can see if I am at this point and this is size D60, so it means the size of particle, 60% of the particle of the soil will be finer than this size, and that is clearly shown here. So here this is around 60% particle and 40% particles are larger than this size, which is clearly here. So the size is which is larger than this size is around this one. So D60 in this case can be, it will be around 0.1. It will be between 0.1 and 1 mm. So it will be around 0.2 or 0.3. I mean, if this is 0.2, this will be 0.3. So the value of D60 will be between 0.2 to 0.3 mm. So basically, this is how we make the curve, and this is how we can identify the size D60, D30, and D10. Now, once we get the value of D60, D10, and D30, then we calculate the value of Cu, which is the coefficient of uniformity. And with this, we can calculate the value of Cu. Now, if the value of Cu is greater than 4, And also at the same time, if we calculate the value of Cc, which is the coefficient of curvature, and the formula for this is d30 square upon d10 into d60. Now, if this value is between 3 and 1, if the value of Cc is between 3 and 1, and if Cu is greater than 4, then we classify the soil as well graded. Otherwise, it will be poorly graded. So if the value of Cu is less than 4, or the value is more than 3 or less than 1, then the soil will be poorly graded. So here this soil will have Cu value greater than 4 and the value of Cc between 1 and 3. So therefore, this type of soil can be classified as well graded soil. So this is the particle size distribution curve. Then now I will be showing you the plasticity chart, which is used to identify the fine grained soil as having low, intermediate, and high plasticity. So plasticity chart to be used to identify the type of soil is this one. So here, this is basically a graph of plasticity index and liquid limit. So for getting the plasticity, for identifying the soil, we need to know the value of liquid limit and the value of plasticity index. Now here, the liquid limit is divided into three categories. First category is this one, when the liquid limit of soil is between 35%. The second category is when the liquid limit of the soil is between 35 to 50%. And the third category is when the value of liquid limit is greater than 50%. Now, based on this differentiation, we have three categories. In when the soil have liquid limit less than 35, then the soil will be in this domain. Similarly, when soil will be having liquid limit between 35 to 50, then the soil will be in this domain. And if liquid limit is more than 50, then it will be in this domain. Now, this domain is also divided with a line which is called A line or Atterberg line. So with this A line, we can actually calculate the value of IP with this formula, uh, basically to identify the type of soil. Now, here, if we say that the liquid limit of the soil is less than 4%, if the liquid limit of the soil is less than 35% and plasticity index of the same soil is less than 4, in that case, the soil can be identified as ML. Now, what is the meaning of ML? M stands for silt and L stands for low plasticity. So we can identify our soil as silty soil with low plasticity. And this will be when liquid limit is less than 35% and uh, the plasticity index is less than 4%. Similarly, if the soil is having plasticity index at around 7 and again having liquid limit less than 35%. So in that case, we will classify our soil as CL. Now, what is the meaning of CL? CL here means clay and L means low plasticity. So in that category, we will identify our soil as clay of low plasticity. Now there will be a question when that if the value of plasticity index is between 4 to 7, if the value of plasticity index is between 4 to 7, then there is a separate area which is identifying this part. So this is basically called the hatched part. So this is a special case. So when the soil is having plasticity index between 4 to 7% and the liquid limit less than 35%. So in that category, we use dual symbol for the soil, CL and ML. So it means silty, M stands for silt, C for clay, and L for low plasticity. So in that case, we will say that silty clay with low plasticity. So this is how we identify this soil. Similarly, if the liquid limit of a soil is between this region and if the value of IP is coming above, say for example, if the liquid limit is say 40%, and in that case if plasticity index is 20, so where this line will meet, so if we visualize this line will meet at this point. So you can see this point is above this A line. So in that case, we will classify this as clay soil with intermediate plasticity. So this is the symbol for that type of soil, which is above this A line. So CI means clay with intermediate plasticity. Similarly, at the same time, if a soil is having the same percentage of liquid limit, but having less plasticity, index, say for example, if plasticity index is 10, so in that case, again, if we visualize the meeting point, so they will cut at this point. So now you can see this point is below the A line, and therefore the soil will be of different type, which means it may be MI or OI. MI means silty clay, silty soil with intermediate plasticity, or it may be OI. OI stands for organic soil with intermediate plasticity. Similarly, if the value of liquid limit is more than 50%, say for example, it is say 70% is the liquid limit, and the plasticity index is say 50. So in that case, the meeting point will be this one. And you can see again, this point is above the A line, and therefore the soil uh, falling in this region will be identified as CH. Now CH means clay soil with high plasticity. Clay soil with high plasticity. So black cotton soil that I have mentioned earlier, in which there is a shrinkage issue. So those black cotton soil falls under under this category. So similarly, if at the same time, if the soil is having 70% liquid limit, but plasticity index is less, say 30, so the meeting point will be this one, which is below the A line. So in that case, the soil will be identified as MH or OH. So MH is silt with high plasticity, and OH is organic soil with high plasticity. So organic soil is not used in the foundation, so it will be rejected straight away. So this is how we read this plasticity chart to identify the type of soil in case of fine grained soil. Now I will show you a table which will explain the soil classification of all types of soil. So till now, whatever we have studied about the classification, now I will be summarizing that in a table. So now the table is this one. So in this case, you can see uh, basically broadly the soil can be classified as coarse grained soil or fine grained soil. And now we know the definition of coarse grained soil. In coarse grained soil, the fine particles will be less than 50%. Now, in case of coarse grained soil, the soil will be further subdivided into two categories. One is the gravel, and the second one is the sand particle. Now, gravel, when we define the coarse grained soil as gravel soil, in this case, the particles which are having size more than 4.75, it will be more than 50% of the coarse fraction. So the total soil which will be having gravel, the percentage of gravel will be uh, more than 50%. Now gravel will be identified as a soil retaining on 4.75 mm sieve. So therefore, this gravel soil will be having particles larger than 4.75 mm, having more than 50% of the content. Now in this category, we can have basically four category of the soil. Now in this, we can have well graded gravel, sandy gravel, or poorly graded gravel, silty gravel, clay gravel, and the group symbol for that particular group will be GW. Now, what is the meaning of GW? GW means well graded gravel. Similarly, what is the meaning of GP? GP means poorly graded gravel. So that is the description of that particular uh, group symbol. Similarly, if we identify our soil as GM, then it will be named as silty gravel or silty sandy gravel. Now, for that particular case, now GW will be identified when the fine particles in this particular soil will be less than 5%. And also at the same time, for the grading purpose, CU value is greater than 4 and CC value is between 1 and 3. So in that category, when all these criteria meets, then we identify our soil as GW. Similarly, if the criteria is not satisfying and fines are between 0.5%, but CU and CC criteria is not satisfying, then we classify our soil as GP. Similarly, for GM and GC, grading criteria will not be available here because we use this for the uh, when we analyze the particle size distribution curve. But in case if the fines are greater than 12%, that time we will be looking at the plasticity chart that we have seen in the previous slide. So in that case, we will identify whether our soil is below A line or above A line. So this is how we classify our soil for the gravel. Similarly, for the sand, the same procedure will be followed. In this case, again, we can classify our soil as SW, SP, SM, SC. So just like here I have defined, here also, if our soil is sandy, if our soil is falling in sand, so it means the particles are more than 50% coarse of fraction. Now, in this case, the particle between 75 micron to 4.75. So if this range of particle is more than 50% of the total particle, then we classify the soil as sandy soil. And here also there are different grades: well graded, poorly graded, silty sand, clay sand, like in the upper case. And here also the fines and the grading criteria will be the same for SW and SP. And for SMSC, it will be followed by a chart or the plasticity chart. Now, similarly, in case of fine grained soil, there can be three types of soil: silt and clay, in which liquid limit will be less than 35, silt and clays in which liquid limit will be between 35 to 50, and silt and clay in which liquid will be greater than 50. Now, in this case, they can be further classified as ML, CL, and CLML. Now, what is the meaning of ML? ML is inorganic silt with slight plasticity. Slight plasticity means because here the L is added, so L means low plasticity or slight plasticity. Similarly, uh, inorganic clay, silty clay, sandy clay of low plasticity. If we get CL symbol, because all of this is dependent on the plasticity index, whether it is less than 4 or more than 4 or between 4 and 7. So this is what I have just explained in the plasticity chart. So if plasticity index is less than 4, more than 7, then we identify our soil as CL or ML. Similarly, if it is between 4 and 7, it becomes a very special case in which we use the dual symbol. And the dual symbol means we call this symbol as inorganic silt and clay of low plasticity. Similarly, if we have silt and clay in which liquid limit is between 35 to 50%, here again we have two category. One is MI, second is CI. So MI means inorganic silt with medium plasticity. CI means inorganic clay with medium plasticity. So MI will be classified when the value is below A line, and CI will be classified when the value is above A line. And how that value is above or below line, I have explained that in the plasticity charts. So that is the table which is showing the total classification. Now, if if we have a soil sample and if we take that soil sample in the laboratory and we are supposed to determine what kind of soil it is as per BIS standards, then what is the procedure that we are going to follow? That is what I have, for that, I have provided a flow chart. So generally we follow that flow chart to identify a particular soil. Now, I will be showing you that laboratory identification procedure. So here we have this chart, this flow chart with which we will try to identify a particular soil. So if we get a soil sample, then what is our first step that we generally do? So in this, our first step is to make visual examination of the soil to determine whether it is a highly organic, coarse grained soil or fine grained soil. So by visual inspection, we will first try to identify whether the soil is a coarse grained soil or fine grained soil or highly organic soil. So yes, we can visually identify the soil as whether it is a sandy soil or clay soil or organic soil. Now, how do we identify organic soil? So in this, basically soil is having fibrous texture. It will be having some color. It may be greenish. It may be in the greenish color. It may have some odor, and it will be having very high moisture content also. And it may consist some particles of vegetable matter, sticks, leaves, etc. So this is how we can identify the soil as organic soil. And the second soil, which is the coarse grained soil, it will be basically a sandy soil. We can easily identify it. And the third soil, which may be the possibility, it will be fine grained soil, and it will be having clay or silty content. Now, if the soil is organic, we will straight away reject the soil to test, because generally we don't use the organic soil in the foundation design. So we will not do any further investigation on the soil. We will simply reject this. Now, the remaining two soils, which is one of the soil is coarse grained and the second one is the fine grained soil, we will have further test on them to identify the type of soil. Now we already know that coarse grained soil are those soil which is having 50% or less, uh, in which fine grains are 50% or less than 75 micron IS sieves. So if the particles having size less than 75 micron and are in 50 less than 50%, then we classify the soil as coarse grained soil. Now, here in this slide, we will see what the coarse grain criteria. The fine grain criteria we will see on the next slide. So in this coarse grain soil, we will do the sieve analysis, because all the sizes, most of the sizes will be more than 75 per micron. So therefore, we will run sieve analysis in this category. And with the help of sieve analysis, we will identify whether the soil is gravel or sand. The gravel soil will be when the percentage of coarse fraction will be, higher percentage of coarser fraction will be retained on 4.75 sieve. Similarly, if it is a sandy soil, it means higher percentage of the soil will be passing through 4.75 sieve. So this is how we will identify whether it is a gravel soil or sandy soil. Now, for example, if our soil is a gravel, now in this case also we have to check whether the fine particles, whether they are less than 5% or between 5 to 12% or more than 12%. Now, in this, for example, if it is less than 5%, then we will first check the grain size curve. And with the help of grain size curve, we will try to find out CC and CU. And with this criteria, we will identify our soil as whether it is well graded or poorly graded gravel. And based on that, we will name it as GW or GP. This is when the fine particles are less than 5%. Now, if the fine particles are between 5 to 12%, so in that case, there will be dual symbol. When the fine particles are between 5 to 12%, in that case, there can be dual symbol. And generally in this, we check the plasticity characteristics of the soil. And in that, if we calculate the plasticity index and we calculate the liquid limit. Now, based on plasticity index and liquid limit, if the soil is below a line or hatched zone, then it will be classified as GM. Similarly, if the limit is in the hatched zone, I will again show you the plasticity chart. Yes, I am talking about this hatched zone, which I have shown you earlier. So if the soil is in the falling in the hatched zone or below 4, if it is falling in this zone or in this zone, so this is what we have to check using this plasticity index chart. So based on the position below or above, we classify our soil as GM. Similarly, if it is lying in the hatched zone, then it will be GM or GC. Sorry, in case of 5 to 12%, it is simply we will simply give the name GW and GM if it is lying between 5 to 12%. So in that case, it becomes GW and GM. Now I will be explaining this for this case. If it is more than 12%, then we run the liquid limit and plastic limit test to check the value of liquid limit and plastic limit, to calculate the value of IP also. And then we use this part. This part will be identified by using the plasticity chart. So in this, if the value is below a line and or below the hatched zone, it will be GM, which means silty gravel. And if it is in the hatched zone, it will be having dual symbol. It means uh, GM, GC. Now M is silt, G for gravel, and C is the clay. So silty clay gravel. So that will be the name of this type of soil. Similarly, if the soil is on above a line, then it will be identified as GC, which means uh, clay gravel. Now that is the portion if we have gravel. Now if we have sand, then in that case also again we will be following the same process that we have done in this. In this case, again we will be checking whether the fines are less than 5% or between 5 to 12% or more than 12%. And if it is less than, we run the grain size curve, and with that we find out the CC and CU, and based on that we will identify whether it is SW or SP. SW is a well graded sand, SP is poorly graded sand. And similarly, if it is between 5 to 12, then it will be having two dual symbol, which means SW and SM. It means the well graded sand with silt. Similarly, if it is more than 12%, then we run the liquid limit and plastic limit test to find out the value of plasticity index. And uh, in this, we will be having three cases: whether it is below the A line or hatched zone, or if it is within the hatched zone, or it is above the uh, A line. So based on that, we name this. Now we will, on the next slide, we will see how do we identify the soil in case of fine grained soil. Now in case of fine grained soil, again we can classify this soil when the fine particles are more than 50%. Then we classify that soil as fine grained soil. Then because it is a fine grained soil, then we will directly run the liquid limit and plastic limit test. And basically in this we will check, we will classify, we will categorize our soil in three categories. First soil having liquid limit less than 35, second soil having liquid limit between 35 to 50, and the third type which is having liquid limit more than 50. Now if the liquid limit is less than 35, then we will have another three cases. Now if it is below the A line or hatched zone, then in this case the color, odor, possibly in this case there will be two types of soil, whether it is inorganic or organic. Now based on the odor, we will classify this whether it is organic or inorganic. If it is odorless, it will be uh, inorganic silt with low plasticity. If it is having odor, it means it is having organic soil of low plasticity. Similarly, uh, in this case, the limit, if the limit is plotted in the hatched zone, then we will be having dual symbol. Similarly, if the soil is falling above the A line, then it will be Cl, which is clay with low plasticity. Similarly, if the liquid limit between 35 to 50, then here we have to check in two criteria, whether soil is below or above A line. So if it is below A line, then here we will be having two options, whether our soil is having color or odor. Then we will classify our soil as the organic soil. If it is colorless, I mean, if it is having normal color and if it is odorless, then it will be organic silt with intermediate plasticity. And if it is having odor or greenish color, then it will be organic soil with intermediate plasticity. Now, if it is above A line, it will be simply classified as CI, which is clay with intermediate plasticity. Similarly, if the soil is having liquid limit higher than 50, then again it will be having two cases, whether it is below the A line or above the A line. If it is above the A line, it will be simply classified as CH, which is clay with high plasticity. If it is below A line, then we will be having two options, whether the soil is inorganic or organic. Organic will be the soil if there is some odor or if it is having greenish color. Similarly, if it will be inorganic, if it is odorless, then it will be inorganic silt with high plasticity. So this is how we identify the soil in the laboratory. So this is the soil classification procedure. So thank you. We will continue our discussion in the next part.